Let's talk about this McGregor and Poirier situation. It's one of those things that took off online, as usually everything to do with Conor McGregor does. And Dana White had a comment for it at the press conference, I believe. So let's hear what the big man had to say. Big D Dubs.
No, we have not. Conor and I have not talked outside the public stuff.
He broke the code, man.
I don't know if you just saw, but the Saudis went after Conor, basically said, you better take that. It's a lie that fight is happening, and you better take that down in the next 15 minutes or we're going to sue you.
Wow. I did not see that.
Yeah. He took it down. You don't see the poster anymore about him and him and Pacquiao that he had posted. Then he called out Poirier for a fight with Conor in Dublin for charity. So we offered them both a fight. So
I figured that would be the next step, yes.
We offered Dustin and Conor a fight, so we're waiting to hear back from both of them.
So that's Robbie from Barstool Sports doing that interview with Dana.
Good man, Robbie. But can I just say...
It's all a ploy.
I mean, Conor doesn't seem to really give too much care about this this UFC offer, right? Like, I feel like since then, like, where do you think he's fixed now? Does he want to do this without the UFC? Is his next move going to be without the UFC, or is he going to come back to the UFC and fight Poirier?
It's all a ploy to get booked in a fight, in my opinion. Like, let's be honest. No Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor fights taking place here in Dublin in December. No. Not a hope. I don't think it ever was. The interesting thing about the Pacquiao fight was they're obviously the same management company. It's convenient for them to both put that together and say that. We know Conor's been itching to get back in there because he's talked about the season, wanted that fight in July as we talked about last week. So in my opinion, it puts McGregor almost, Petesy, in even a better bargaining position than ever before. He can say he has all these fights lined up. He's going to make this X amount, that, and go back to the UFC and go, bang. I want this fight and I want this figure for it.
Yeah. So you expect now McGregor and Poirier to be the next fight?
Yeah, I totally expect it to be booked. And, I actually like it better than the potential Poirier-Ferguson fight, so I'm not too unhappy with it. But
well, I mean, you gave Dustin a horrible time when that fight was booked. I'm not interested. You're the only man in the world that wasn't interested, but now you're all for it.
Well, I'm for Conor McGregor and Poirier because it's different. There's narratives there beforehand, and they obviously fought a long time ago, so it'll be really interesting to see them run it back. But yeah, like, why not? I think there's other fights. We've Michael Chandler and Tony Ferguson probably now. But in terms of that, I do think the UFC are going to book it. I think now Dana's probably been under pressure from WME, IMG. He said he didn't talk to him, if you noticed, in that interview with Robbie. So there's obviously a relationship disparity there between Dana and Conor McGregor. So I'd say it's the shareholders going, get fucking Conor booked. We don't need this.
Just like Artem said last week.
Exactly. That's the way it works, man.
Here's the thing. First of all, let's talk about the fight, Poirier and McGregor. As you said, they obviously fought back in 2014.
UFC 178.
It was my first trip to beautiful Las Vegas. Demetrius Johnson was in the main event, and
Eddie Alvarez made his UFC
Joe
debut
Soto,
as well.
And I believe remember the amount of people that left, and we're like, that is underlining how casual these Irish fans are.
Yeah.
All leaving before the greatest fighter in the world takes on Joe Soto, as it was at the time. But
Amanda Nunes lost to Zingano that night as well.
Absolutely, but a lot's changed since that fight. Poirier has become a top lightweight. McGregor has taken over the world.
Literally.
But this fight is very, very good. I love the way it goes. Like, people forget, Poirier beat Justin Gaethje, the guy who's now fighting Khabib Nurmagomedov for the title. It was a thoroughly aggressive fight. I think it's a very different fight at 155.
Yeah, so do I. And I think, if you look at Dustin from what he was there at UFC 178, he's added a lot more to his game. He's a lot more resolve about him, I think, these days. And I think it's a very, very different test from what it was back then. A more experienced fighter, fought in some huge names. And I think it's a fight that also for Conor, if he wins that, it elevates him back up into that Khabib level. So it does make sense.
Yeah.
Probably in terms of title, Dustin's not getting a title shot anytime soon.
You beat Conor McGregor getting a title shot.
Maybe. I just don't think... Well, it depends what happens in the Gaethje fight. If he's obviously looking for a Gaethje win, because I think that Khabib fight was very, very dominant in favour of Khabib when he fought Poirier last year.
Here's the other thing. Poirier at the time, I can remember being there and thinking, this guy is rattled by the occasion, the amount of people that were there. But now he's been in so many main events, so many huge fights. I think that's a huge thing as well. Just his level of experience coming into this now. There is no fight like the Conor McGregor McGregor fight, but surely the bouts he's had with Nurmagomedov and Abu Dhabi, with Gaethje, all that stuff is going to get him ready for that big spotlight a lot more.
Yeah, and I think he probably realises this is his real last push at 155 pounds if he is to go ahead and get this Conor McGregor fight booked, because he doesn't really have much in the division after that. He's had his title shot already, as we've talked about, and coming up a little bit short. You talked about maybe being a little bit of a deer in the headlights, and I think that has been the case with him. But as you said, those fights, those moments, those nights, that atmosphere will all stand to him. And probably a good thing for Dustin is there's probably no crowds at the moment, and that could really stand to him, because a very, very hostile, intimidating Irish crowd is not easy to handle, man.
UFC will break every law in the world to make sure there's a crowd there at that Conor McGregor fight. It's just too much money. It's just too much money to miss out on.
They'll try to, but they're pushing the boat with that one. I think it's just satisfy the beast that is Conor McGregor, and look for an audience maybe further down the line.
Here's the other thing. Dustin Poirier has been complaining about money. There is no better way to put yourself in the best financial situation in the sport than to fight Conor McGregor. So everybody wins it.
Yeah, except Tony Ferguson, who was so nice to Dustin, who just got fucking totally screwed over.
That is interesting. Yeah.
Obviously, if you missed it, Tony Ferguson actually sort of it was a show of solidarity, putting out that tweet saying, "Pay the guy," and poor Tony just gets thrown under the bus time and time again. But
so hang on, now you want Poirier and Tony Ferguson?
No, but I'm just saying in terms of booking, being a nice dude,
guy.
But the guy has done good for the promotion, and they just fuck him all the time.
Oh no!
But he took good Justin Gaethje fight when he probably shouldn't have, after making bloody weight. So listen, Tony gets screwed. I'll always say it.
Niall.
Tony will get the Chandler fight, I think, next anyway. So that'll be a big fight.
Hello, guys. If you want to hear more of The Bash, you can subscribe to us on all our wonderful channels on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and all that other shit.
And click the links below. Click the links below, the notification button. It comes straight to your phone if we've any fresh content. And also hit the subscribe button. It does help. You're some plonker.
It's very serious.